Yes, the company sent me this microphone for free in exchange for reviewing it. However, unlike what I would have expected, no contracts, no constraints, no requirements, just we'll send you the microphone, do an honest review, post it up, we'll trust you. This is my unedited thoughts. There is nothing holding me back, and that's the way it should be. So this is a test of the Comica microphone, and right now I'm holding it up because I want to try it out in a variety of positions and see how it sounds. Like, for example, this is how it sounds if it's dead on, almost as if the camera is being held up and it's close to me. You know, what does it sound like from below? What does it sound like from the side? And I also wanted to try out some of the cuts. So for the purposes of this, I will turn off, or rather, I will not do any post-processing that removes noise. So you should be hearing a lot of whatever background noise exists right now, rain, traffic, whatever. And I'm going to turn on these cuts. There are 3 of them. This is what it sounds like with the first cut. This is what it sounds like with the second cut. And this is what it sounds like with the last cut. And back to normal operation. So that's what it sounds like just sitting here in a car. You probably are hearing some car sound because that's just the nature of things. But it'll be interesting to see how this works out. Today I'm testing out a microphone. Some company in China was nice enough to send me a really expensive fancy pants wireless microphone. And I'm giving it a try. It's over there. Can you see? Oh yeah, it is in the shot. That's real cute. It's a shotgun mic. It's a nifty little thing. And this is basically me testing it out. So we're going to test the range on this wireless microphone. Unfortunately, due to the nature of it, I have to leave the receiver here at the camera, and I have to walk around. So that out there is a pretty decent distance away. If I had to guess, I'd say 50 or 60 feet. And that over there is a metal building. So I'm going to just sort of walk around and we'll see how well this microphone works. I'm going to announce when I go around each corner and I'll come back around this way. So let's do it. I'm still here. Can you still hear me talking? I hope you can. Going to a pretty extreme corner. The building is now directly in the way. And I think it's still working. I'm at the other corner of the property. And there's a metal building directly in the way. Walking around. There couldn't be more metal building in the way if I tried. As you can see, that's great. Corner. Gonna keep walking along this edge. Now I'm rounding the third corner. There's some probably copyrighted music playing in the background, which we will try to drown out and ignore. So if you were able to hear me with that metal building in the way, probably about 70 or 80 feet away at least, that's pretty good. I guess we'll find out whenever I edit this, huh? Now I'm talking to you with the microphone on top of the camera in its shock mount right here. It's just barely out of view. So one of the things that's really important to remember is that most of the time I'm in this room filming this stuff, I actually have a fan blasting over there. So we are testing to see, with a slightly noisy environment, how good the rejection is from the side on this thing. So let's see how this fan sounds if I rotate this camera. Apologies for the junk you're about to see. So that's our fan. And back to the man. So that's what it sounds like with this microphone with that fan blasting off to the side. Ideally, if we were doing a discussion and there's noises we just can't shut down for whatever reason, we're having an interview or whatever, ideally that stuff isn't quite as loud thanks to the nature of the shotgun mic. So anyway, I really, by the way, I really like this case. This case is great. I don't even know what to say. It's just, it's perfect. Everything fits in it. Like, I bought this Zhiyun Weeble Lab gimbal back in the day, and it came in this foam case that was really annoying and confusing, and I ended up throwing it away because it was easier just to carry the gimbal without it. But this microphone, this case is actually really pretty well thought out. All the cables go up here. The cables in the windscreens, and the mic goes here, the shock mount, and this is your wireless receiver, and the little clip in case you want to put it on a boom or whatever. But the whole kit fits in this case, and it's a neat little case. It's got a handle. You can put whatever. I would use a carabiner to attach this to a bag so I could carry it with my other stuff. And it's not heavy, but it's very hard. It's got not the hardest shell, but this is a hard shell, and it's padded. I mean, I'm not worried about this microphone getting busted. Let me get my other mic, and maybe we can do a comparison. So you've heard me on the Comica, still don't know. But you've heard me on this VM30 mic, and you've seen how neat the case is, and I've told you how much I love this case. Now here's the thing. This I bought probably 9 or 10 years ago. This is a XM88. I think it's VidPro, I think is the brand. It was cheap-ish, and it was a shotgun mic. And back then, I was being told by all the super-duper experts on YouTube and everywhere else that if you want to film on a film set, you know, you get a boom with a shotgun mic. That's the way you go, right? Well, okay, here's the XM88. I've found that the long shotgun configuration can be a little too directional, unfortunately. This case is heavy. I can't begin to explain. Now, yes, it's hard, but it's heavy. I have, I think, never used this foam windscreen because it's very difficult to get on the XM88. And it's nice that it came with this long cable. But you know what doesn't need a long cable? This thing, because it's wireless. So I don't need this absurdly long XLR cable. By the way, you may notice, or you may not, this cable, this is a Neewer brand cable that won't focus. That's because I had to buy this cable because the original cable didn't work out very well. So I'm not going to say that I'm unhappy with this VidPro microphone. It did last me for quite a few shoots, and I probably will still use it for some things. But this thing is huge and heavy and ridiculous. Is it possible that this thing actually works? Wait. Full mic gain right there, 10. That's at 10, and that's close to me. And that's... This is not terribly far from my face. It's about 2 feet. But it's still really quiet at 2 feet. 2 feet? It's not even 2 feet away, and it already is quiet. And the knob is turned up to 10. Probably wouldn't use the analog output on this, but honestly, if you're using this mic, why are you using the analog output with a computer like this? Yeah. So this is what the microphone sounds like through the USB interface instead of analog. I have the gain knob set to 5, and I have it 4 or 5 inches from my face. Here it is 2 feet away from my face, but I'm still talking in its general direction. It's definitely louder than it was through the analog plug at 10. You probably can't hear it because I've normalized this, but on my charts, this is way better than the analog. Why would you buy a mic like this and use analog anyway? The USB interface is awesome. This test recording is not far from my face, and the volume's low again, even though I still have it at 5. But this is being recorded through the USB plug on the receiver. Both the microphone and the receiver can receive or send USB audio to the computer. So you can get 48 kilohertz 24-bit out of either end of this system. So you can use the microphone directly plugged into a computer and not bother with your receiver, or you can use the receiver to do the wireless thing to some remote recorder somewhere. That's pretty cool. Given what the size of this is so much smaller, since it's a shorter shotgun, it shouldn't have as many issues with rejecting too much sound. If you get it off axis too much, whoopsie. But the wireless thing, and the fact that both the receiver and the microphone itself, both of those can do digital. Both of those can do analog output. So no matter what, like right now you're listening to me with the Comica VM30 on top of the camera, plugged straight into the camera. But this thing can do both analog and digital output, both on the receiver and the mic. This thing you have to wire in. Not just wire in, but you're not wiring this into a camera directly. And that's another issue with it. I have to use this with a recorder because I don't have a cable for it to switch it down to regular headphone. This is sort of an old school mic. It's XLR, and if you want headphone, they've got this thing here for it, and there's a pigtail somewhere in here that handles that. But actually, yeah, I do see that pigtail. But the bottom line is, it's a lot of wire to wrangle, and I really do. That's always been my problem with it. The wire gets in the way. It's such a pain in the butt. But I don't have to deal with that, because this thing right here, I love this right here. It comes with both 4-pole and what I'm using on the camera, 3-pole, TRS, whatever, 3.5 millimeter. The cables tell you what they're for. So I know you're listening to the soothing sounds of my voice on this shotgun mic right now, but here's the thing. There is something about this that I think is particularly great. The XM88 I've got over here, the older mic, the long one, it's got a shock mount that you shove the mic through, and I've mentioned that I like the fact that this has a different mount. Well, here's the thing. What happens if you make some sort of dumb mistake and you whack the microphone? Like, this is mounted somewhere, it's a nice solid metal plate, and you've got this shock mount. Ooh. But you make a mistake and, oh, I whacked the microphone. Oh, no. Oh, God. It hurts. Except it doesn't matter, because this shock mount is a clip-in mount. So if something hits your microphone, it just pops out of the mount. Now, granted, that may not be the result you want, but the point is that it won't hurt you, and your microphone hopefully won't be damaged. Instead of getting busted or knocking your whole camera over, the mic just flips out of the mount. Just pop, unclips right out of the mount like that. Oh, I accidentally turned on some audio stuff. But yeah, that is not something that they document in the manual, but I really appreciate that little design extra right there. The clip-in design makes me pretty darn happy. And I'm actually, it seems obvious. It's one of those things that's so cool, but it's also kind of insignificant. And it seems obvious after you realize that that's a thing. Like, oh, if the mic hits something, it won't break your stuff. But it's not obvious, and they thought of it. I'm sure they're not the first to think of it, but it's there. You know where it's not? On the microphone I've been using for a decade. For the sake of comparison, this is my VidPro XM88. It does not have a volume control. It just is what it is, and that's the end of it. This right here is not on the camera right now, and this is what we're comparing against. This is my old school, cheapo shotgun microphone that's way too long. In fact, it's uncomfortably long. The thing sticks out. It is, so you see where my finger is? It is, yeah, the lid is right here. It is almost in the shot with this wide angle lens. These long microphones are annoying, and it's quite heavy. I actually didn't realize how heavy it was. I'm real happy with this not being so heavy, and it being shorter. Hopefully I get better performance, and it's definitely easier to carry around. But this is your audio comparison. And here, you know what? Let's do it live. We'll go ahead and take the XM88 off the camera right now. And we'll put the Comica back on top. So there's your sound comparison. Do I sound any better? Do I sound any worse? I couldn't tell you. I'm not wearing monitors. That was real smart on my part, wasn't it? Just to sum everything up, I actually really like this microphone. The VidPro XM88 that I've been using for a long time actually sounds pretty terrible. When I took the footage out of the camera, I was honestly kind of shocked at how bad that microphone is by comparison. This thing sounds great. I'm sure it sounds great even now. I'm pretty surprised, and I kind of feel bad for not having bought something like this in the past. But I can wholeheartedly, and remember, nobody paid me to review this, nobody forced me into a contract, they just sent it to me and hoped for the best, so nothing's stopping me from telling you how terrible it is. I really, really love this microphone, and you can hear why. That's the beauty of it. You can hear why I love it. It's really great. I was skeptical. I looked on Amazon, and for some inexplicable reason, it says this is one of our most returned items. Why? I just don't get it. I mean, yeah, the wireless doesn't work past about 50 feet away, but honestly, this kind of microphone, are you really operating it 50 feet away with a metal building in between? It's not likely to happen. You know, for most of the use cases that this microphone would make sense for, it doesn't really matter. Like, just, I don't understand why so many people out there have returned this. And honestly, the reviews that are already out there aren't that bad. But I can add, on top of all of this, from my own testing, if I was to go out today and do some kind of professional production, I would have no problem taking this microphone with me. The thing is fantastic. Now, granted, I don't have every microphone ever made. I don't have any of the fancy pants Rode mics that are so famous among DSLR filmmakers. And frankly, I don't care. I have a microphone review. If you want to hear every other microphone I've got, you can go watch that. But for right now, this mic, compared to the other shotgun that I've used for a decade now, this thing blows it out of the water. And the wireless functions are great, but the USB stuff, that's what really gets me. Being able to take this thing right here and plug it into that computer down there directly or wirelessly. I said, what? That's amazing. It's so versatile. What the crap? Like, I can't do that with any of this other stuff. All these other mics, they're wired. Like the condenser mic, where is it? Oh, it's not in this room. But the condenser mics that I've got to have the mic on a stand, and then I've got to have it run to an audio mixer that then goes into the computer via USB. This thing right here, I can plug it straight into the computer with a USB Type-C to Type A or C cable that comes with it and fits in the case. It's pretty great. I don't even know what else to say. And you know what? If the USB cable's not long enough, the receiver also can feed USB audio to the computer, and it's 48 kilohertz, 24-bit. Oh, boo-hoo, sound effects guys, it's not 96 kilohertz. Grow up. Okay, it's not going to be for the big sound effects stuff, but for most audio, having just having the latitude of 24-bit, that's fantastic. That is light years ahead of a lot of the crap that I've had to deal with. A whole lot of microphones that I've tried that have USB interfaces, including the USB interfaces for my condenser mics, are only 16-bit depth. That 24-bit depth means it captures really, really quiet signals, and you can bring them up as needed. Can't do that with 16. Sucks. But this mic does it. It does it in mic, it does it in receiver, over USB. I don't know what else to say. It's great. Buy one. I know it's like $180 or something, but buy one today, now. If you really are in the market for this kind of thing, I love it, and I think that you'll love it too. And that's about the best review I could give to it. Look, I hung this thing up in a car, and I saw it wobbling, like it was doing this, the whole time that I was driving down the road. And when I got back and checked it, it sounded fantastic. This shotgun on a windshield over there sounded like it at least performed on par, if not outperformed, the lavalier mics that I've been using up on my neck. So that, if there's anything that can tell you just how good this is, that's got to be it. A mic over there sounds better than a mic over here? How's that possible? And yet, it's true. Plus, it looks really funny when it does this. Anyway, I hope that this has been informative. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, and I hope that if you're in the market for this kind of thing, you actually might check it out. And you know what? If it doesn't work for you, return it. Don't think you're going to. Don't know why other people do, because I sure haven't had any problems on my end. Oh, and by the way, the lithium-ion batteries probably last forever. My other mic just got a AA. It's not even wireless. Oh boy. So that's that. Take it easy.